There's another resistance band exercise. I've just filmed it for you. I'm going to put it as B-roll for you here as I'm talking, where this one you need a longer resistance band. You can put it around your foot, and what you can do is drive the knee forward. So it's really similar to the cable exercise that I put in that video, in the hip flexor video. So if you don't have a cable, then you can use a resistance band, a long one. You can just pull your knee through it. But really, if you do a lot of drills, right? So a lot of drills, so A skip, B skip, high knees, single leg A. Every time you have to keep lifting up the knee and really exaggerating that knee lift, you're gonna strengthen up your hip flexors, right? You're gonna strengthen up the hip and really focusing on staying tall. So you can try and do drills where you have to keep your arms above your head and actually do the drill. So that encourages you to stay tall, to keep the hips upright. What else did you ask me? Dropping the hip, kicking at the back, which means that you sit down, right? Which means that you may have weak glutes, so you can strengthen up the glutes as well. That's going to help you to stay tall. Strengthen up the core, that's going to help you to be able to stay tall as well. But then also plyometrically, you just may not be able to extend through the hip and the knee at the same time. So really doing a lot more plyometric. But basically, whenever you're drilling, doing plyometric, just doing a lot more of it. And rather than thinking about reps and sets, you can do some sessions where you just, that's what you do for the session. So for example, drills and plyos, and you really focus on really exaggerating those knee lifts, that you're strengthening up the hip flexors, really focusing on extending through the hip and the knee on every step that you do. Same with plyometrics, right? So you actually get better at it, because the more you do it, the better you're going to get at doing it, right? And I think a really great drill, have I got a video about it? I've got a video in one of my drills video about dribbles. I think dribbles are really good. So ankle dribble, calf dribble, knee dribble, keeping it in front. Practicing front side movements, using things like mini hurdles to practice front side movements, because with mini hurdles, you have to step over something. If you sit down too much, you're not going to be able to go over the mini hurdles. So if you don't have mini hurdles are something that you can purchase for yourself. And I've spoken about the foldable mini hurdles before in this video. You can check that out. Or you can just use cones, right? Just use cones to practice stepping over, getting bigger and trying to stay in front, stay tall. But it's something you have to think about technically. So if you're by yourself, then you're going to have to try to use a video. Don't try to go over too far distances initially. Start off with 10 meters, then 20 meters, 30 meters, and really think about the model you want to see. You're going to have to initially think about it, right? So you start to think, connect what you think about inside to what the feeling is in your body, and then what it looks like. You can connect the dots together until it becomes a bit more second nature. But actually spending time in certain sessions where that's what your focus is on, technical. Yes, you want to do runs where you are getting some fitness in and all that stuff. But if you're just running, let's say you're doing like 250, then you're doing 150, then you're doing all these longer runs, but your technical model is poor, you're going to just keep running like that when you're running fast. You're not going to run differently. So you're going to have to do some session where you focus specifically on technical elements, like you said, the things that you struggle with. So like flicking at the back. So where your focus that session is, okay, I'm doing loads of dribble bleeds. And it's not a case of how many are you doing. That's the session. You're going to keep doing it till you get better at it. So you start seeing what you want to see on the camera with whoever you train with. And they're like, okay, cool, you look front side, or that's that time actually you held it for 10 meters. At 20 meters, you've lost it again. So, okay, can I do the next rep? Hold it for 20 meters. So it's maybe thinking about having a specific technical session where that's what you're focusing on, being front side, where you're focusing on keeping the hips up. And yeah, initially you're going to have to think about it. And of course, strengthening up, like I said, hips, glutes, core, but utilizing drills, utilizing cones, mini hurdles, these sort of things can help you. But you have to think about it. It's going to be one of the things you're going to have to think about rep by rep. So do a rep, record it, look at it. Okay, what did it look like? What should I change? Right, tell yourself what you need to do, visualize it, then try and do it again. So it's going to be something like that you're going to have to work at, because it's not very easy and simple and quick to change your running style. I've shared a whole video here about how I used to run and how some of the things we changed helped me to run a bit more front side. Some things are still not always a natural thing. You have to think about it in training. That's the whole point of training, right?